Hey everyone, Rob here from Think Fungi and the NAMA Culinary Committee. I'm here in my cottage and I was just outside, found myself some amazing chanterelles fresh off of a summer rain. And I figured why not come up here and make some chanterelle tempura for you guys. Tempura is super easy to make, it takes almost no time at all, it can be used as a starter or a side. So it's super versatile. We're going to be throwing in some extra vegetables just for fun's sake, but feel free to keep it to just mushrooms or to use a different variety of vegetables. It's completely up to you. So I'm here, I'm ready to cook. Come on this journey with me. I can't wait to eat these chanterelles. They're the first of the season for me and I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's get cooking. Alrighty, so first steps first. We just brought these in from the outdoors, so they're gonna need a bit of a cleaning. A lot of people ask us how we clean mushrooms. Do we soak them? What do we do? You know, some mushrooms, every mushroom's a little different, but I generally don't, like for chanterelles, for example, pretty simple. You know, they're hard mushrooms. They don't have a lot of gills. They can do with a little rinse if needed, but also they tend to be a little on the clean side. So I mean, you can see a couple of specks there, but you know, ultimately I know where these grew, and you know, a fleck of dirt is not going to kill me. So to me, that is clean enough. You know, you want to make sure you get the little pine needles off and stuff like that. Right? You can use a little tip of the knife if you need to. There we go. Make sure it's all clean on the underside. But yeah, otherwise, you know, cut off the base. Now these little guys right here, you can actually go back outside and find a little nice dirt spot and bury it there. And with any luck, you're gonna get some mycelium that starts sprouting from the stem and hopefully inoculates the soil around wherever you planted it. You know. So it wouldn't be my luck. I actually found some button mushrooms as well as a few other chanterelles I've thrown in. And my little spice of life, I'm gonna throw in some green beans and some red peppers into the tempura. So now we're gonna go and we're gonna make the batter. And meanwhile, we're gonna heat up some oil. So just grab a pot that can fit, you know, a handful of these at a time. So relatively large, you know, doesn't have to be too large. And just put in about 3 inches of oil. This water is extremely cold. I just had it in the freezer, getting it pretty much as cold as possible. I'm going to whisk in this egg yolk until it's nicely combined. And then to that, I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of pastry flour. And you could probably use all-purpose flour, but pastry flour is a little finer and will just make for a better tempura. The end tempura is a particularly smooth and flaky batter, and so we want it to be quite smooth and pasty. It's important when you're mixing that you don't actually overmix this. We don't want to develop the glutens in there, because then it's going to make for a thicker crust on our vegetables. So this is, you're going to probably still have some clumps in there. That's perfectly fine. In fact, that's going to add some of the texture to the tempura. So now that's nicely mixed, but not overly mixed, we're going to go ahead and we're going to dip our vegetables in there and add them to the frying oil, which is heated up to about 340 degrees. And we'll start frying that. So here we go. The vegetables are all ready. We got an assembly line going. Vegetables go into the batter. Then they get put inside of the frying oil. And then they're going to come out and rest on top of this paper towel. We're going to season them with a little bit of salt. And that's pretty much all you need is the assembly line there. So we're going to do a little test one here. So let's start with the chanterelle. Why not? Put it into the batter. So you can see that it's a relatively liquid batter, right? And that's we want it to be like that. It's kind of like a crepe batter if you've ever made crepes before. So take that, and then we'll add that right into the oil. While we're at it, we'll add some of the other ingredients, because why not? one of each. So we're going to wait for those to kind of all float to the top and give them a nice turn so they can get a nice soft golden color to them. So this is the vegetables as they've just come out. They took only about maybe a minute, 2 minutes to cook out. And you can see that the green beans are pretty soft. Everything is quite good here. Chanterelle has actually become quite crispy. And all of them are actually quite crispy with the tempura batter. So it's looking quite good in there. So we're gonna just fry up the other ones and make a little side dish out of them. Well, there you have it. So there's the fried tempura already. You got your button mushrooms, your green beans, your red peppers, and of course, your chanterelles. Now, if you look at the color on the green beans, where it's most evident, you'll see that what the color of that tempura is supposed to be. Very light golden, if not even just like, you know, dark shade of white. And that's about it. So this took about, all of them lasted about 3 minutes, probably total for all of them, and maybe only about a minute to a minute and a half for any given piece. So here's our side, our starter, all ready to go. So these, nice and crispy at this point. It's all been seasoned with a little bit of salt, and that's it. You can feel free to season with a little bit of paprika or cayenne if you feel, and you can put a little drizzle of a vinegar or a soy sauce if you like, just to kind of finish it off. Though ideally it would be a dip. So that's it. Easy peasy, guys. Enjoy your chanterelles.